All right, let's get right into it, because if you've used Ligolo-NG, you have absolutely been here. It's that moment of pure frustration when your tunnel says it's up, but nothing, and I mean nothing, actually works. Well, today, we're going to break down exactly why that happens and give you a rock-solid workflow to fix it and fix it fast.
Yeah. Does this look familiar? That little glimmer of hope when you see agent connected, followed by that crushing silence. No pings, no connections, nothing. You are not going crazy, and this is the exact problem we are here to solve right now. So first things first, it's not you. You're not bad at networking. The real culprit here is almost always network address translation, or NAT. And NAT, well, it acts like a stage magician. It makes your packets disappear, it changes the rules of the game without telling you, and we're about to pull back the curtain and show you exactly how the trick is done.
So here's our game plan. We're going to start by really defining this weird, broken state. Then we'll build a solid foundation. This is the most important part. After that, we'll learn to decode the symptoms you're seeing, solve the real culprits behind them, and finally wrap it all up into a workflow so you never have to guess again.
Okay, first up, let's get on the same page about this specific, and let's be honest, maddening failure. The connected but broken tunnel. So who is this for? Well, if you're an authorized pen tester or red teamer using Ligolo, you're in the right place. If you're a defender who's trying to validate your own network's behavior, this is for you. And frankly, if you have ever been stuck in this exact limbo, where the screen says connected, but your tools say no way, you are definitely in the right place. All right, let's get to the most important part of this whole thing. Checking your foundation. I'm serious. Before you even think about touching a root or changing a setting, you absolutely have to start here. If you don't, everything else is just a guess. And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? I've heard this from so many operators. If that initial handshake between your agent and your proxy isn't truly stable, every single change you make to your routing table is a complete coin flip. You're chasing ghosts. You're trying to fix a problem that isn't even the real problem.
So, here are your first two non-negotiable checks. Step 1, is that connection really stable? Don't just trust that one connected message. Watch it for at least 2 or 3 minutes. Is it dropping out and reconnecting every 30 seconds? Log those timestamps. And step 2, check your TUN interface. Is it actually up? And watch out for other VPN clients because they love to silently steal your routes and just ruin your day.
Okay, foundation is solid. Now it's time to put on our detective hats. We're moving away from the basic checks and into some real targeted diagnostics. This right here, this is your secret decoder ring. This table maps your specific pain point to the most likely cause. For example, if DNS works but any real TCP connection dies, stop messing with your routes. You're probably looking at a packet size issue or a return path problem. Or my favorite, if it works for exactly 2 minutes and then just collapses, that screams NAT idle timeout. This is how you stop guessing and start solving. And this is your decision card. Look at the symptoms you're seeing. Do they line up with the stuff on the left? Then, okay, focus on your routing table. But do they match what's on the right? Then the problem is deeper. It's about the return path or some stateful device getting in the way. Picking the right column here can save you hours of frustration. All right, you've got a solid diagnosis. Now, let's roll up our sleeves and talk about the fixes for some of these really common, really tricky issues. First up, the all-time classic tunnel killer, asymmetric routing. It's such a simple idea, but it's so frustrating. Your packets are smart. They navigate the maze and get to the target just fine. But the replies, they get lazy. They take the default easy way out of the network and never find their way back into your tunnel. It becomes a one-sided conversation and your connection just dies. So, how do you beat it? It's a 3-step process. First, detect it. Use traceroute to map out the path your packets are taking. Second, interpret it. Look for that smoking gun. The return path is going through a completely different gateway than your tunnel. And third, and this is the key part, the fix is almost always on the target side of the network. You have to adjust their routes to force the replies back into your tunnel. Here's another one that's so simple it's infuriating, the bind address gotcha. If you bind your Ligolo proxy to 127.0.0.1, you've basically told it to only listen to itself. No remote agent will ever be able to talk to it. It's like putting the only door to your house on an inside wall. For this to work, you almost always need to bind to a 0.0.0.0 or a specific reachable IP address. And then we have the silent killer, MTU issues. This is that weird situation where small things like pings or DNS lookups work perfectly. But the second you try to move any real data or establish a TLS handshake, everything just stalls. It feels totally random, almost supernatural, but it's usually just a packet that's a little too big for some router along the way.
So let's bring this all home. We're going to take everything we've talked about and lock it into a simple, repeatable framework. This is your way out of the chaos. This is the no guessing workflow.
And here it is, the whole thing, start to finish. Follow these 5 steps in this exact order every single time. Number 1, is the connection stable? Don't move on until you can say yes. 2, is the TUN interface up? 3, are the routes correct? 4, do the replies actually come back through the tunnel? And only then, after all of that, do you start looking at number 5, the weird MTU stuff. I promise, if you follow this order, you will find the problem. No guessing required.
This quote from an operator just nails it. After spending an hour fighting with complex routes, they realized the agent was just dropping and reconnecting every 45 seconds. The tunnel never had a chance. It wasn't a routing puzzle at all. It was a session stability puzzle. They were trying to solve step 3 before they'd even confirmed step 1.
So let's boil it all down. What are your fastest wins? First, having a disciplined sequence is way more powerful than having more tools. Follow the order: stability, then interface, then routes, then return path, then MTU. Keep your changes small and make sure you can undo them. And most importantly, use evidence from your tests to guide you, not just a hunch or a vibe.
So here's your call to action. The very next time you are staring at that connected but not working screen, stop. Just stop what you're doing and run this 5-minute checklist. Is the agent connection actually stable? Is my TUN interface up? Where do my packets go? And just as important, where do the replies come from? Answering those simple questions will save you from a world of hurt and get that tunnel working.